Welcome, all collectors, to another episode of Booomin Sports Cards, the podcast where the hobby stays hot and the card stays booming. I'm one of your hosts, Jason.
And I'm Alex, who will be discussing how to return to the hobby if you collected as a kid. Let's get right into it, shall we?
Let's do it. So, if you collected sports cards as a kid and have recently found yourself curious about getting back into the hobby, you're definitely not alone. Maybe you remember opening packs, chasing your favorite players, or filling up binders without worrying about value or the latest trends. The hobby has changed a lot since then, but getting back into collecting can be easier than you think. So, where do you even start? It's important to understand how much the hobby has changed. The sports cards hobby has dramatically different from like the past decades. And even if you remember as a kid, there's now number cards, parallels, short prints, case hits, autographs, all these different terminology that's out there. Online breaks is a big thing that's occurring right now, and I would recommend it if you're beginning to come back to the hobby. I would say stay away from these breaks. What's your thoughts on that, Alex?
Yeah, if you are into the collecting aspect of cards, I think it's much easier just to go to the store and buy cards in person. Breaks are usually meant to like pull higher cards, like you say if you can't really afford a hobby box or something that's really out of reach. That's what the breaks are usually for, just to get a chance to get a good card out of these expensive boxes. But that's not the point of how collecting is. It's more importantly just to have the card, and more importantly just collecting. Not that's nothing with the money.
Yeah, I feel like if you're barely putting your feet into the water of collecting cards, I would say stay away just because it can be deceiving. Sometimes a card looks a little too good to be true, or it's just like a normal insert card that's like a $2 card, but in the moment you think it's a lot of money and they can charge you 10 times what it's worth. So I would say stay away if you're into the going back into the hobby. It can be very overwhelming at first to learn everything immediately. So I would say just stick to what you know. If you like a specific player, go for that player. A team, yeah, I mean, you gotta start slow in my opinion.
Which leads us to a our second topic: pick a direction and set a budget. One of the easiest ways to get overwhelmed is trying to collect everything at once, which is true. Choose something specific that interests you, a favorite player, team, rookie card to collect. Who is your favorite player to collect right now, Jason?
My favorite player right now is Drake May. I want to say Drake May. He's my Patriots quarterback. I love you, my Patriots. So I want them to be good. I think he's gonna be really good. He got the Super Bowl last year. So he's one of the players in my PC. In PC, they don't have to be the most expensive cards. I have lots of just of his rookie inserts in my collection. So I enjoy collecting the player. They don't have to be the most expensive cards. And yeah, I just feel happy when I get a Drake May card. How about yourself, Alex?
Picking Caleb Williams as my favorite player. I'm a Bears fan. Bears haven't been that good lately in the last 5 to 10 years, but him having him refresh the Bears and have the city on his back. It's nice to pick a player that means something to the city. So I have a bunch of his cards. And then setting a budget for him is pretty easy right now because he hasn't won anything. He's doing well, and all his cards are affordable, like the basic cards, like base, like they're like the regular cards. They're easy to collect right now.
Yeah, setting that budget monthly when getting back into hobby is very important because you can easily go down a rabbit hole where you buy everything on eBay, everything on Colex, all these different apps available at your fingertips. And next thing you know, you're spending $200 on all these cards. So if you're barely getting into the hobby, collect what you know. Like Alex, we and me, we both know our favorite quarterbacks, and we buy those cards even if they're cheap. So yeah, just stick to what you know, pick a direction, set a budget. It's important when you're barely getting into the hobby, which leads to getting back into the community. You probably expect this now. The community is massive from what it was, I don't know, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. We were both at the National. We saw how insane that was, from parking to getting in line and all these booths. It's insane. So getting around, knowing collectors, visiting local shops, attending card shows, card trade nights, or even connect collectors online is very important to be successful in sports card collecting.
With the rise of social media, you see that a lot of people are collectors. That's how me and Jason became. Well, we were friends because we both went to school together, college. I put a picture up one day, and he messaged me saying, "You collect cards?" And I was like, "Yeah." So The community's there. At the rise of social media, it's everywhere now. You're gonna see everybody collecting on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere you see. The community's there, and it's always on the rise.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to like ask questions. I feel like it can be intimidating even going to local card shows or local card shops even, but asking questions to sellers, Reddit users, Facebook pages, just stay connected, talk to these guys. I mean, everyone was new at one point and everyone just tries to enjoy the hobby, and that's how you enjoy it, just being part of a community that's bigger than you, who are different people who collect different things out there. So just stay connected to the hobby. You can have a lot of success in getting back into the hobby.
That's how you get back into the community, just connecting. Which leads to our closing discussion. What brought you back to sports cards, or even begin collecting, Jason?
So let's see, where do we start? So when I was a kid, I always loved sports. I mean, sports has been everything for me. I didn't understand the value of sports cards. They're like, here or there, I would buy a box. Boxes were expensive in my opinion, even back then. So I didn't know like what to grab. So I just bought random boxes here or there. I remember at one point Dollar Tree had cards. I don't know if you remember that.
Not really. I wasn't really big on sports cards as a kid. I was more into the video game scene, so I guess I missed the sports card stuff.
Yeah, it was random. Like I remember Dollar Tree just having like even Magic the Gathering cards. I was like, this is insane. So yeah, as a kid, just picked cards here or there, and then when I got older, got my first job, started working more, and even on my lunch break, I remember the first time I went to the card shop. I went to my lunch break. I went to the card shop. I was like, cool, let me try this out. Let me see what's cool there. Bought a bunch of White Sox and Cubs cards, and I was like, this is pretty dope. So that's what brought me back to the sports cards. I mean, it can be intimidating. I remember I was like, do I want to go into this card shop? Are they gonna make fun of me because I don't know what these cards are or like the value? Seeing prices on cards that you don't know, it's intimidating. That's what got me back into cards. I mean, it was intimidating for sure. How about yourself, Alex? How was your experience coming back into cards or even starting collecting?
I wasn't really big on collecting cards as a kid. What do you call it? Didn't really find it interesting. But the randomly, when I started working this other job a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, I bought a box of NBA hoops 2013, and I opened it. I bought it from Walgreens, but from there on, I just started collecting. I showed my dad like what like crappy cards I got, and I thought these were good at the time because I was like, oh look, I got a rookie patch of what's his name from the Minnesota freaking whatever his name is, but I got his rookie patch, and then it's just to find out it's not even worn. It's one of those like one of those crappy patches. But one of the big things was that it got to me was collecting cards with my dad, collecting cards with Jason. That was the big thing for me. It really got me into sports collecting. Then we just had that 2 years ago, that the first round pick for Caleb Williams. I was like, might as well collect some of his cards. I saw how much cards went for if they do win Super Bowl, and I really wanted him to win the Super Bowl. But overall, I thought it was a great time to start collecting because we had a new draft class of football. Yeah, and I think the other thing was like right now it's really good collecting for basketball, NBA hoops. I mean, not NBA hoops, Topps Chrome.
Yeah, there's so many products out there. I remember when I first got into cards, I probably told this to Alex. I had a not Victor Wembanyama, was it Shea? I got a Shea yellow border rookie card. I had no idea what it was. I just put it like in a random box. Next thing you know, when I'm big into cards, I look back and it's kind of corners are kind of damaged. I'm like, man, if I had that card, if I understood how much the value of that card was, I would have protected so much. Like as a kid, you don't know penny sleeves, you don't know those protectors out there. So that was a big reality when you come back into sports cards, is understanding like you need to protect your assets because they can be expensive and you have to protect them if one day you want to sell them or just have them nice in your collection. So that's another thing. Keep care of your cards for sure.
Yeah, Jason sent me the picture. I think it was the week after, well, not the week, like a month after he won the championship and the MVP. So I was like, of course, Jason has it. And I looked at the price; it was $70.
Yeah, I'm like, man, if I just protected it a little bit more, I could have sold it or whatever. But yeah, getting back into sports cards doesn't have to be complicated. Start with what you know, take the time to learn how the hobby has changed, set a budget, and most importantly, have fun with it. Whether returning to cards for nostalgia, looking for a new collection to build, or simply curious about what is out there today, there is never a better time to rediscover the hobby.
It's always a great time to collect cards, and I think this is a great time to collect cards and make new friends on the way there. Which leads us to our collector's experience of the week. So, how was your week, Jason? How's a card collector's experience going for you?
It was a decent week. Bought lots of singles. Most importantly, bought a Zion Williamson case. Not hint hint Zion Williams. He's a bum. But yes, I got a Zion case because I was like, I already have so many cards. I need a better protection for my cards. And yeah, it's a big ass case. It was a White Sox one, so it looks pretty cool. But yeah, had lots of fun. Went to card shops like always. Got a couple Caleb Williams cards. Got a couple other things. Yeah, not too bad of a week. How about yourself, Alex? What's been up with you?
I got my PSA order. It was the last one we sent, so we're still waiting on the first one, which is weird. Got good grades. I got out of 10 cards, I got 5 10s and 5 9s, which isn't bad. One of the big cards I got was an Aaron Judge image variation. That's a 10, so I'm trying to sell that. Fortunately, I did get a miscut Jackson Dart card, which is weird. I don't know how it's miscut, but it is what it is. But yeah,
You got charged for that though?
no, I didn't get charged. They're just gonna send the same miscut, but
Hmm.
I did get charged the shipping for it though. To send it to
Okay.
them because it's the part of the like one batch of cards we sent back in March. But it is what it is. Not a really big fan of Jackson Dart. I was gonna sell that card anyway.
That's unfortunate. What was like your best card you got from the PSA order?
So me and my dad made a deal. If my Shohei Burgundy card got a 10, he could have it. So I wouldn't have to pay him the fees of the whatever the PSA order was because I had to pay 270 for the 10 cards. So that covered my fees. Well, my dad bought the card off me technically to cover my fees, and then I have $160 left over for the next order. So I don't owe my dad money. So that was kind of great to see. But I think the other card that was great was the two Paul Skeens card. They both got 10 rookie cards. So that's a great find. The last thing that happened this week was a little unfortunate, but I received a terrible message on eBay on Saturday. Somebody was really, I don't know, trolling, but he had sent me a message saying that the card was wrong. I have this Junior Caminero card that's like an altered image, but it just has like a star instead of a regular All Star card. Dude messages me saying, "Oh, this is the wrong card." So I explain why it's different and everything, and then he just starts attacking me. Bam, 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 word by word, saying, "Call me an idiot. I'm gonna report you and all that." And I sent the thing to Jason. I'm like, "Dude, it's too early for this," because he had sent me the message at 1 in the morning, but I'm asleep. I didn't.
Yeah.
Listen. But as soon as I messaged him back at like 7 or 8, he was ready with the like messages. He didn't let me breathe.
Did he buy it or he's just looking at it and you
It
got
was
triggered?
only $5, Jason, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go change it so this doesn't happen again. But like, I 1 minute app, bam, 5 messages attacking me. I
Wait,
was
so he
like,
didn't buy it? He
no, he
just
didn't
saw
buy
it?
it. He just saw it and he was mad that
Oh,
I
he's a
had mislabeled
bozo.
the card. And Jason, if you look online, it's still $5, even if it's the freaking wrong title of the card. And I'm like, I understand if it would have been like $100 card, and I'm trying to push it, trying to make somebody buy it for $100. Yeah, it's only $5.
That's
So I
insane.
so I ignored him. I reported the guy and told him, "Hey, man, this is inappropriate. You're attacking me for no reason."
Fuck that guy.
And then I blocked him, reported him. I go an hour later, like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just change the title on everything so it doesn't happen again. But yeah, that is the first. I've never been
I have
attacked.
too much time, man. People have too much time. Like, yeah, if you think it's wrong, just look over. You're not scamming people for hundreds of dollars. It's $5. Like, come on.
So yeah, I'm like, I'll go change it. I'm like, Jesus, this is only $5. But yeah,
That's
that's the weekly
wild.
collector image. So
Bad
it's always
eBay
fun to start
seller.
eBay.
Bro's a scammer out here, guys. Stay away from Alex.
I offer free shipping.
Just wrong titles, I guess. Fuck. Forgot
Wrong.
to mention another thing I'm starting to do is I got a binder and I'm gonna start collecting like these White Sox championship roster teams. I got 3 autographs so far. I got Ozzy,
Nice.
and I got who was it? Paul Konerko.
Sick.
Budget cards. They're like $12, $15, and then Die. I forget his name. Jermaine Die.
Mm.
He was part of the White Sox championship roster, but I got him. It was like $10. So it's gonna be expensive when I get into like the Blackhawks, or I get Patrick Kane, or I have to get like I don't know who's expensive on the Cubs. I don't think anyone's that expensive on the Cubs because they're all. pretty much downhill. Maybe
Retired.
Schwarber. Yeah, maybe Schwarber, like Anthony Rizzo. People like Anthony Rizzo a lot. Like his PSA 10 card is insane of how much it's going for.
People will like him still. That's why.
Yeah, it's
How about
wild.
you about Chris Bryant? You got his auto yet or no?
No, not yet. His cards aren't too bad. I mean, obviously I can get like a Colorado Rockies Chris Bryant, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna go stick with that team, the Cubs or the Sox. I don't want them on a different team, you know.
That's
Kind
what
of
my
weird.
dad was telling me. Because I have I started collecting Miguel Vargas from the White Sox, and I
Hmm.
started doing his rainbow with Dodgers one because it's rookie cards. He's like, "Why don't you just do the one with the Sox?" I'm like, "Dad, what if he goes crazy one day and like
It's
I
all
don't have
rookies, yeah.
the rookies? I can't do much with the White Sox cards." But he was little just like, "What? He's in a White Sox uniform." I'm like, yeah, you're not
Next thing you
wrong.
know, he's back on the Dodgers. Dodgers
Respect.
gonna buy everyone
Yeah.
eventually.
Shohei's like, I was wrong about this guy, and let's have him back on.
Yeah, fuck man, that's insane. But yeah, getting back into that, lots of cards. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun collecting that. It's gonna be like my second binder. I completed that blackout set, and that took me a while. It took me probably like a year, over a year. But yeah, love me some sports.
Great collecting from Jason. That's how you stay set a budget and stay directed on what you want to collect right there.
Yeah, I don't know about a budget, but we have a direction. You know, we have a direction, but not a budget.
That's gonna do it for today's episode of Booomin Sports Guide. If you enjoy the show, make sure to give us a follow on all socials and wherever you enjoy podcasts. Stay ripping, stay collecting. Remember, the hobby's always booming. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.